All right, welcome in. We're here in Ashburn, Virginia. Commanders are the 25th team that I've seen during training camp. I got 5 takeaways from Washington. First takeaway, they believe that they're going to be a lot better on the lines of scrimmage here, and that's coming off of a 12-win season. That's coming off of an NFC title game, and in large part it's because of the new guys here. Laramie Tunsil looks like an all-pro at left tackle, which is what they expected when they traded for him. But what's really kind of got the attention of people here is how quickly Josh Connerly, their first-round pick, has adapted to playing right tackle. And he looks like he's going to be a mainstay for years to come. They expected that, taking him in the first round. Internally, they view him as being a better prospect than where he was drafted to, which is saying something because he went in the first round. So that pick, the acquisition of Tunsil, has allowed them to move Brandon Coleman inside. They'll get Cosme back. The offensive line actually could be a strength on that side of the ball for them. And then on the defensive line, they bring in Javon Kinlaw, who should make a big difference for them. With his versatility, his ability to play inside and out, his playing strength, they have a good background on him with Adam Peters having drafted him in San Francisco in 2020. Going into his 6th year, they feel like there's still a lot of upside there. And because they can move around and because they can move Deron Payne around, they feel like they can do more with their defensive front than they could a year ago. Now, the pass rush is still a big question, but they are better in that area, and they're more versatile in that area, which should give them a better chance to create a rush with just 4 guys. So much better in the offensive line and the defensive line. Takeaway number 2, maybe the biggest strength on the team is the secondary right now, and it's amazing how quickly that's come along. Now, a big part of it's the corner situation. They traded for Marshawn Lattimore. He's starting to look like himself. They drafted Trey Amos this year. They drafted Mikey Sanders still last year. And so they really feel like they've got real, actual depth at the corner position. 3 guys that could start anywhere in the NFL if Amos comes along the way they expect him to. And then behind those guys, they've got Quan Martin at safety, who's really grown into becoming the traffic director back there. 3rd year, a guy who was going through the coaching change last year. Now he has command of everything and looks like one of the leaders of the defense. So Quan Martin, definitely a player to watch, in a secondary that should be, again, the strength of the team. Takeaway number 3, the running back room is improved, and that's even with Brian Robinson on his way out here. And the name to keep an eye on, of course, is Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt. They call him Bill around here. The question is going to be how much he can handle in his first year. But on Monday night against the Bengals, his explosiveness was very, very clear. His ability to do different things in the offense is very, very clear. And so how does he fit in with the other guys there, with Austin Eckler, who will be the 3rd down back, coming back with McNichols? They've got some depth again, even with Brian Robinson on the way out. And so is Krosky-Merritt the bell cow? Is Krosky-Merritt part of a larger equation? Those are the questions they have to answer, but they're really excited about where their rookie running back is. Takeaway number 4, there's almost like a fountain of youth here. Maybe it has something to do with how Dan Quinn's built the program, but talking to guys on the offensive side of the ball, they're really excited about where Zach Ertz is going into his 14th year as a pro, and Bobby Wagner with that same level of experience where he is on the defensive side of the ball. Obviously, those 2 guys are big-time leaders for the Commanders, but the fact that they still are getting this level of play out of those 2, I think buys them time to develop other players at those positions and has allowed them to address other needs. And so having Ertz, having Wagner back at that level again, and it's not like it was 10 years ago for those guys, but they're still really functional, good starting players. Something they've been really excited about over the course of camp. Finally, takeaway number 5, Jayden Daniels, that rocket ship he was last year, that trajectory that he seemed to be on, there's no reason to think that that's not going to continue on its way up in 2025 in his 2nd year as a pro. People here don't talk about him like he's a 2nd-year player. He's got more command of the offense. And really where they're seeing his growth now is his ability to make the offense his own. That means running things from the line of scrimmage. It also means making corrections with other young players, whether it's a play call, whether it's somebody jumping off sides and him jumping in and getting after that guy. He's been able to become a more vocal leader, which is something that's earned, of course, And when you were the offensive rookie of the year and got to an NFC title game, you have the skins on the wall to do that. And so, again, I think the growth in Jayden might not be as apparent to people watching the games, but when you see how smooth Cliff Kingsbury's offense runs in year 2, how they're leaning into the things that he does well, and how he's got command over things, you start to see those things manifest in even better production in year 2. So, not that it's any sort of surprise, but Jayden Daniels still heading up. Appreciate you guys coming out. Again, that's 25 in the books. 24 was the Ravens. We did these 2 in one day. Next up, I think we're going to go get to the New York teams next week. We'll see you guys then.